Hello, welcome to the second video of the Technical SEO Basics Primer Introduction series, whatever you want to call it. So today we're going to be looking a little bit more in depth at how Google's processes actually work. So this is crawling, indexing, and ranking. Not really going to touch too much on algorithms yet at this stage, but more just kind of the fundamentals of how Google search actually works. So Google's algorithm, although extremely complex and we don't know the full picture of, it can really be simplified as a information retrieval system or pattern detection program. So when you enter a keyword or a phrase or use circle search to search of an image, anything like that right now, you're not actually searching the internet. You're searching Google's index, which is a stored cached copy of content online that is deemed worthy and deemed relevant to store and invest resources in. So firstly, how does Google build this index? So it uses spiders, user agents to crawl the internet. Now, a spider or crawler will go to a web page, find all the content on the page, follow the links on those pages to other pages, both externally and internally on the website, and then continue this process. It will continue to follow links from page to page, website to website, discovering more content along the way. And this process happens on a phenomenal scale. The way it discovers websites is through new submissions, through Google Search Console, through being linked to from external websites, or just generally being put out there into the ether. It is that Google themselves are a domain registrar, so they can detect when new domains are being registered and we'll be submitting things through Search Console. We'll be trying to actively get Google's attention and make sure it's covered. Now, when Google crawls these pages, a copy of each page is stored on Google servers. These servers are broken up into shards. It's not just one big entity in its own right, and this forms the index. Now, not everything makes it into the index. Things can be crawled but not included in the index, or discovered and not even crawled. This goes down to things like quality thresholds, and that is done by pattern matching and URL fingerprinting, which is something we'll cover in a later video. But this index and broken up into different shards allows Google to very quickly manifest a search results page when a query is inputted and go through billions, trillions of URLs, pages, images, videos that it has actually stored in this database, in this index. So once a user searches, Google will then go and check its index and its shards for every page, image, video related to that phrase. And this is where ranking comes into play and is one of the processes which, as SEOs, we work to influence. In reality, we work to influence all these stages, but this is the one which provides the symptom of all the previous efforts. It is the output, it is what clients want to see. Rankings tend to equal traffic, tend to equal visibility. So this is really the North Star of what we're going after. So Google uses algorithms to rank these pages based on relevancy. Queries will have different weightings, and signals will have different levels of importance to different queries. And Google will return different search results based on the different queries' intents and needs as well. A good example of this, if you type in VPN software, you will get very different results to best VPN software or free VPN software, because Google's understanding the query, parsing the query, and understanding the different intent behind it, and trying to provide not only results in a relevancy order of 1 to 10, but also a first results page which is diversified enough to meet the dominant common interpretations and the main elements people are looking for with that search term, but also edge elements as well, and providing a diversified level of results to cater for to basically satisfy the user objective and to why they've actually made that query. Now, there's hundreds, thousands of ranking factors that Google considers, and as I said previously, each have different weights and values depending on the query. So holidays and vacations to Spain will have a different weighting set and criteria set as to what makes a good result for page one versus VPN software versus how to roast a turkey, everything like that, and everywhere in between. Now, these factors include content on the page, the number of other sites linking to that page and domain, overall quality of the website and domain ecosystem. And these are things as SEOs that we actually try to optimize. And we optimize for these signals so that when Google processes these pages, it both deems them worthy enough, goes above the quality threshold to be included in the index, will then sees the page as relevant and gives it a better positioning and visibility within its search results for the intended queries, and not necessarily the intended queries, but the intended target audience segments and user base we want to reach. So, in addition to that, how these how Google actually processes and finds the different pages. So, it does this through internal links, which we're going to cover in a future video, and also through things like your XML sitemap, HTML sitemaps, um, and also how your internal linking works, both navigationally, footer links, content links, everything like that. Now, internal linking is primary route that Google tries to take for content discovery. Having something in your XML sitemap and submitting to Search Console doesn't guarantee indexing. That is just more of a protection. When you work on larger websites, I always recommend having multiple XML sitemaps or broken up into different segments per site. So that way, through Search Console, you can better monitor indexing and different patterns easier. Because when you have a larger XML sitemap, data tends to be aggregated in groups, and Search Console isn't always the best tool for getting mass data out and exported and used in a kind of meaningful way. Now, if you don't want Google to crawl and discover these URLs, you want to use things like the Robots.txt file and disallow them, and disallow search engines, not just Google, but other ones or specific search engines from crawling those paths. Now, if you find that those pages missing from the index, it could be a technical reason, and they're actually blocked by things like the robots.txt file, or they've excluded through a page level tag or a HTTP tag like no index, or they falling into that discovered, not currently indexed, or crawled, not currently indexed category, where there is a quality threshold issue. So that's a basic primer and introduction to how Google's crawling, indexing, and ranking systems work. I hope that you found that useful. And if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment, and please check out the rest of this series. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.